We're starting strong. Michaela enters a no contest plea, meaning she isn't admitting guilt but she isn't denying it either. It's a common legal strategy to avoid a harsher sentence, but it's no get out of jail free card, especially with the state already lining up its objections.
For sentencing, you entered a plea of no contest to robbery on December 4th. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 8 years in the prison. The state is opposing your application for community supervision or deferred adjudication. They're taking certain items into consideration. All right. Did you all have a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Judge.
Defense?
I did, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No.
Defense?
No, ma'am.
All right. State, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. I have Miss Alicia Franklin, Michaela's mom.
All right, Ms. Franklin. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth, that nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear. If you can state your name for the record.
Alicia Franklin.
All right, defense.
Miss Franklin, good morning.
Good morning.
You and I have spent a lot of time together regarding Michaela, is that correct?
Correct.
And you are aware that Michaela has accepted responsibility for a robbery here in Brick County.
Correct.
And today is the day that the judge can either send her to prison or entertain her application for probation or deferred adjudication.
Correct.
Ms. Franklin, let me just ask you, how old is Michaela?
As of now, she is 18. When the case started, she was 17.
And when did she turn 18?
November 3rd.
And where is she a student at? She made future plans, applied to any universities, or done anything at this point in her senior year?
Yes, she was accepted to UTSA, and we're pending.
Excuse me. Please whisper.
Say it again, ma'am.
She was accepted to UTSA, and we're pending the application for Clark Atlanta University.
Then it gets real. Michaela's been accepted to college, which sounds like the perfect chance for a fresh start. But will that opportunity tip the scales in her favor today?
Very good. And how is she doing in school?
She's doing good. She's on my honor roll. Right now she has all A's and perfect attendance since she's been out.
And did Michaela request a letter from one of her school counselors to offer to the court today?
She did.
John, I tendered this to the state for their review. At some point, you'd like me to look at that, Judge.
All right, any objections to the court reviewing this?
No.
All right, you may continue.
Ms. Franklin, with regard to that letter, is it a positive review of?
Yes, Michaela's right now, since her release, she's at the best she's ever been. She's focused, she's serious about furthering her future for college, and she's on the right path.
I'd like to take you back to, I guess, the time around this offense. And before I do that, I want to ask you, are you a single mom?
I am.
Does Michaela have a father in her life who's active or?
He's not active, not consistently.
And does she have any siblings?
She does. She has a brother and a sister from her father.
But living in your household is
No
you?
one, just me and Michaela.
I want to take you back to around the time of the offense. Do you remember getting a call that Michaela had been locked up for some very serious offenses?
Yes, I do.
And can you tell the court what your response was?
That she needed to sit there. I left her in there. She needed to understand what she had done and take responsibility. I left her in there for 5 months before I bonded her out.
Adding to the weight of this moment, her mom actually made her sit in jail for 5 months as a hard lesson. Tough love that clearly left a mark.
So she could understand that she didn't do anything, it wasn't something small. She needed to understand exactly what she did and what she could look forward to. She needed to know what prison or their county was, what jail was.
And do you think those 5 months had a significant impact in her life?
Most definitely. I know for a fact she doesn't want to go back. she definitely has a true meaning of what jail is.
And was that your goal at that time?
That's definitely was my goal, because I could have bonded her out the same day or the next day. I mean, I could have got the financial means to get her out. So it was definitely my goal for her to learn her lesson. And hopefully we don't ever have to revisit this again, which I don't think we will. I honestly think that she did learn her lesson.
Miss Franklin, let me ask you, at the time when she was arrested, were there some behavioral problems that you picked up on?
Yeah, there was, but I thought she was just being a rebellious teenager. I didn't realize she was like depressed and had low self-esteem until she had suicidal thoughts. I took her to Little Ridge, but they let her out and she did a little counseling here and there. So I thought she was just being more rebellious to herself. I honestly didn't know it was mental health issues there. But once I did know, I've gotten her help.
What mental health issues have you discovered regarding Michaela?
Definitely depression, low self-esteem. We've been going through exercises with the counseling sessions. And me, myself, just trying to boost her up and get her on the right path to feel good about herself.
And do you think you're on a positive path right now?
Most definitely we are.
She's back living at home?
She lives at home. Our relationship is really good. She's more open. We actually have conversations about how she's feeling. And I think we're on a really good path. And
that's different than what it was before the
Most definitely. She would stay to herself more, lock herself up in her room. Just for me, what I thought was normal teenage stuff, but evidently it was a little deeper than that.
Ms. Franklin, you own the business. Would you tell the judge what you do for a living?
I do. I'm Sugar Glamour Salon. I own a hair salon in San Antonio.
And have you and Michaela talked about her interest in working in the salon?
Yes, but actually before this, she did. She was my assistant. And to be honest, I need her back as an assistant, but she wants to be a barber and to get her through college. It'll be something for her to fall back on. And I can, I'm also an instructor, so she can get some of her hours through me.
You mentioned that she's been accepted to UTSA.
Yes, she's been accepted to UTSA, but she's also, we're pending the application for Clark Atlanta, which she preferably would want to go.
And what would be her interest in studying in college?
Business marketing.
So you left her in jail for 5 months and now she's been on pre-trial release as a condition of her bond.
Correct.
I know we had one GPS circumstance that we had to take up with the court, but
yes.
Other than that issue that was straightened out here in the courtroom, do you think she's been compliant with all the rules?
Yes, she's been compliant, and I also make sure she's compliant. I mean, we get home on time, way before time. We don't take no shortcuts. So yeah, she's definitely compliant.
I know that today we had the opportunity, the three of us, you, me, and Michaela, to go through the pre-sentence report. You can see there are some pretty raw feelings on the part of the...
Now comes the turning point. Michaela expresses remorse, but the big question is how genuine it is and whether it can sway the judge, especially with the victim's fears still front and center.
The listed complaining.
Yes.
Can you tell me if you think, even before today, do you think Michaela recognizes just how serious this offense was and the fear that people were placed in and the after effects of that fear?
Yes, she definitely recognizes that. She's definitely voiced how remorseful she is for this. I know for Christmas we did, she wasn't able to actually go to the battered women's shelter, but she did produce a toy drive. So where she marketed it and we received a lot of toys, I think over 500, and took it back to the battered women's shelter. She definitely is remorseful and she definitely understands that she put these people in fear and it's not to be taken lightly.
Very good. Could you address very quickly whether you think your daughter would be a good candidate for probation or deferred adjudication in this court?
I think she would be a great candidate. I think, matter of fact, I know she has a bright future. This was something that she got herself into that I know she regrets. And I don't think that she should be sent to jail. She's done 5 months. And I understand that it's not the same as 10 years, but she definitely recognizes and has had a taste of what jail is to not do this again and not be in any more trouble and to succeed and hopefully help other juveniles and help other people who are going in that direction.
Ma'am, that's all the questions I have. The state has an opportunity to ask any questions they want.
Yes.
Any questions?
Were you aware that this offense occurred on February 8th of 2023?
Once I got a call from the Michaela when she was already in custody.
So you knew the date.
Yes,
And what day was that of the week? Do you remember?
I do not.
Would it surprise you that it was Wednesday?
I mean, I don't know.
It was a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Would it surprise you that this offense occurred shortly before 1 p.m.?
The whole thing surprised me.
But I'm asking specifically about the time at which the offense occurred. Would that surprise you? Did you know that it happened?
I did know.
The defense also plays the age card, reminding everyone that Michaela was the oldest of the group but not the mastermind. Still, if she was old enough to drive, was she old enough to make those choices?
I mean, I've known since by reading the papers, and
Where should Michaela have been?
she should have been at school.
So, do you know, or did Michaela ever talk to you about what happened during this offense?
Yes,
So you were aware that the victims in this case was a mother and her young 4-year-old son.
yes, sir.
And you had a chance to read the victim impact statement.
Yes, sir.
And did it shock you that this had a drastic effect on that family?
No, sir. I definitely understand the turpitude of the case.
So you understand what the victim's feeling when she's saying that prison would be appropriate here.
I don't think it would be appropriate for Michaela
And ma'am,
for the simple fact.
I'm going to ask if you could answer my question. Would it surprise you or does it shock you that the victim in this case is asking for prison?
No, sir.
Is it understandable?
It definitely is understandable.
And were you aware that the other two people that participated in this act, that they were both younger than you?
Yeah.
So she was the oldest one out of the group, right?
Okay. Yes.
So she should have been able to make better decisions than the other two, correct?
I don't agree with that. The other two had been in trouble. I understand. And she also was the only girl. So,
And specifically her role in this act, were you aware that she was the person that drove the car that boxed in the victim and her son?
I understand that she was the driver. Yes, sir.
Specifically that boxed in the victim and her
I
son.
understand.
Nothing else to say.
All right, any other questions?
Ms. Franklin, I think I tendered it to the judge as a part of the other letter, but we did take Michaela to be evaluated by Mark Harris.
I did.
He's a licensed therapist, is that correct?
Yes.
Judge, if I didn't give you that.
Yes, you did. And I reviewed it.
Okay.
It's
very good.
attached to that.
Thank you, Judge.
And here's the million-dollar question. Was Michaela a follower, a participant, or, as the state claims, the getaway driver? The nuance of her exact role could make all the difference as the judge decides her fate.
And you had the opportunity to look at his assessment, and that's helped you on a path of understanding her now, is that correct?
Yes, it did.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. All right, defense, call your next witness.
Judge, that's it.
All right, did your client wish to say anything?
Judge, I think I'm going to speak for her.
All right, so I want to let the parties know that part of my question, or maybe you can address this, counsel,
Yes, ma'am.
because it says that she is minimizing her role. And it says, regarding the instant offense, the defendant stated, I have no comment at this, which I understand.
Sure. That was
But
me.
then she comes back and she does make a comment. And it says, the defendant later stated, I feel it needs to be looked into more rather than what they are saying.
And I think we addressed that actually this morning, Judge. I think her point on that is she was charged with aggravated robbery. She did not possess, hold, or yield a gun. And so it's been kind of a process of explaining that to her. So I think she's not minimizing her role as far as doing things with those young men. However, I think she's made a distinction that, contrary to what the state wants to put forward, is that she was not the leader of this. She was a follower in this, and she did not possess or hold a gun on anyone. So I think as to Miss Ballard's point in the PSI, maybe she could have gotten out of the car and said, "Hey, don't do that." She didn't do it. But the point of the matter is that she was in the car and not actively terrorizing these people. I make that distinction, but I also understand that if she's there, that she's a part of it.
All right, because I'm reading the PSI. I'm sorry, reading the stipulations. And the stipulations, it says that she was the one who boxed the driver in.
Well, Judge, we're here taking responsibility for the facts. So I don't think she has said that she's not guilty of this offense. I just think she has a different interpretation of her role versus those young men.
All right. All right. Anything else from the state?
I was informed by our victim advocates that the witness on Zoom was dressed. It was a brown sweater. That's what she's saying that she was wearing.
No, the person who was on Samsung, that wasn't a brown sweater. Unless I'm colorblind or something's going on, they had on no top.
Well, all right, Judge. I just wanted to make sure.
All right. Thank you. All right.
I don't want to overstep, but I do want to make a brief argument next time.
Yes, you may proceed.
So, Judge, when I first started representing this young lady, she was in jail. And as her mother said, usually I have to field those questions: how quickly can we get out of jail? I think Ms. Franklin took a very brave approach for a single mom, and that is that I want her to sit there. These are serious charges. I want her to get a taste of incarceration. I want her to understand that you have to be penalized or punished for the things that you do. So 5 months passed by. And so I think that the value in that here in the courtroom today is that she has a taste of incarceration. And I think she's come out of jail, Judge, and the letter from really doing well in school. It's far for me to believe she's 17 years old when I met her, and charged with such a serious crime. And she's turned 18, and she's only 3 months into her 18th year. So, Judge, it's one of those things. She's got a bright future. She's got hopefully acceptance into a school in Atlanta. She's been accepted to UTSA. Hard letters to get for the defense, and that's a really fine letter that supports Michaela in her application for probation. I don't want the court to think that she's minimizing this, because we've spent hours talking about the what ifs and how you can't find yourself in that situation. Her mom was bright enough through some talking that we had to get her sessions with Mark Harris, and Mr. Harris is very good through the juvenile probation and through private practice of bringing these young people in. He specializes in young offenders and working with them with this cognitive behavioral. You can't find yourself in the situation. You can't find yourself around the situation. If you do,